guys, I decided to make a quick video explaining to you guys why and how I started watching Boy Meets World and Girl Meets World. So this is my story of how I started. I was 15 years old, this was in grade 10. I had just finished watching Family Matters. It's like a weird way to get into Boy Meets World. I'm a very big fan of 80s and 90s shows. I wanted to find another show that I was interested in that would like talk about coming of age stories and stuff like that. Like The Wonder Years was one of the first shows that I loved that had that element in it. Little did I know that Fred Savage was Ben's older brother. I started searching up for shows like from the 80s and 90s that showed coming of age stories, and the first show that actually popped up was Boy Meets World. I clicked on it and I watched the first episode thinking, because when you see the first episode of Boy Meets World, you're kind of like, is this it? Like, I don't know. I thought it was actually going to be like that, like it was just going to be a show about a little boy, 11 years old, just like, you know, the way that he was in the pilot. But then, after watching the first episode, I was like, alright, maybe this isn't the show for me, because I wasn't really, like, you know, interested in it that much. It didn't really look as interesting as, like, later. And then I heard, like, from one of my classmates that Girl Meets World, like, the Boy Meets World sequel, spin-off show was going to air in Disney very soon. And then I decided to watch the sneak peek of the preview of the Girl Meets World season 1 episode 1 pilot episode. So I watched it and I'm like, oh wait, that's from Boy Meets World. I went back and started watching like every single Boy Meets World episode. Like I started watching a few episodes, skipping a lot, so I went and watched some, and then like one night I remember studying. I had to pull like an all-nighter for my religion test. While I was like typing my notes, I was watching Boy Meets World. I remember the episode I was watching the Pittsburgh episode where Topanga leaves for Pittsburgh. And my sister was there and she was like, what are you watching? And then I'm like, Boy Meets World. And she's like, oh, what's that show? And then I started like showing her the show and she liked it. And so we both started watching it together, and this was in like May of 2014. We both started watching it together, and I really enjoyed the show. I got really obsessed with it, and then Girl Meets World premiered, and I showed my sister, because like there was the app for Watch Disney came with Girl Meets World, like the pilot. Then I saw that they actually uploaded Girl Meets World episode 1 on Watch Series, so I watched it from there. I enjoyed it and I was like, oh my gosh, Corey, big like teacher Corey and like young Corey, oh my god, like, and my sister was like, oh my gosh, because we would switch from watching like the pilot of Girl Meets World to watching like Boy Meets World episode 1. Like we would be like switching, we're like, oh my god, they're like the same person. It was so cool to see that. I enjoyed every single episode of Boy Meets World after that. I got obsessed with the show. And then when Girl Meets World came out, I got obsessed with that show, even though I actually, like, I know a lot of people thought that it wasn't going to be as good as Boy Meets World, wasn't going to live up to the legacy of Boy Meets World. I really think that, especially with season 2, that it has, and it's been very good with topics that they're discussing, so I was very happy about that. And a lot of the Boy Meets World stuff, like the episodes that I watched, I found very relatable. Throughout the whole show, basically Corey's just a confused kid, and I was like, oh, I can relate to that because I'm a confused kid. I'm a very confused kid, and I don't know why stuff happens. I related a lot to Corey just because, like, both of our hair are very curly. We're just confused kids. It's my favorite show ever, and Girl Meets World is my new favorite show ever. Just really is amazing. It's a really good show. That's why I started writing 7 years in the 90s. I can't believe I actually started writing it like the year that I started watching Boy Meets World. I know a lot of fans like from Boy Meets World grew up watching that show, so how can I compare myself to them when I've only been watching Boy Meets World for almost 2 years now? Yeah, for almost 2 years now. How can I compare myself to that? I can definitely say that Boy Meets World is still relatable today. That's why I feel like I do relate to it now. I was born on the graduation season of Boy Meets World. I can't say that that I grew up watching Boy Meets World, but it's just as relatable, and I can't really say that I'm growing up watching Girl Meets World, even though, like, I'm a teenager and I'm in my late teens right now, but I can pretty much say that I'm growing up watching Girl Meets World and learning from that show, and if it is about girls younger than me, but I still learn a lot with that show. I love both shows so much. It's just my favorite thing about doing videos. And my favorite episode from Boy Meets World would have to be the Eskimo episode. My favorite episode from Girl Meets World would have to be like Cory and Topanga, so that's how I started watching Boy Meets World and Girl Meets World too. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave any comments below telling me what you guys want to see next. Like, share, subscribe, especially like subscribe to my channel so that you guys can see more of what I do. I love you guys so much. Mwah! And I'll see you guys soon. Bye!
I've been waiting for a day like this to come struck like lightning.